You look at the Dallas Mavericks, they got Luka and Kyrie, which is practically all their offense. And in this game, too, Kyrie scored 9 points out of 119. Now, how the hell does that transpire? You got to understand, when you play these playoff games, or any game as a whole, you got to get hip to the agenda. You got to understand what your focal point of attack is. And so, just to start this game, 30 seconds in, it is clear Luka had called up Kyrie, get the ball. What are we going to try to attack? Watch what occurs. We got this matchup right here. PJ Washington, SGA, post up immediately, throw that down. We want to establish this to start the game. We want PJ to get his rhythm and take advantage of the matchup that he has here. What ends up happening? Pull in by Daniel Gafford, help from Chet. Boom, right there, we get that too. And so on Kyrie's part, 9 points out of 119. The ultimate key is you got to be unselfish. That's the key when it comes down to this whole thing, being unselfish. Another reason why Kyrie only had 9, you got to guard Jalen Williams. And Jalen Williams is not one of the dudes who's going to put his foot on the brake. It's all foot on the gas, especially when SGA is out the game, right? And so he's picking up full court quite a few times throughout this game. And not just doing little things like this. You're like, oh, he's not really playing defense. These plays eat away at your energy bit by bit the more and more you do it as the game goes along, especially when you're not accustomed to doing so every single game. So now in this series, you got to see Jalen Williams. But also the thing with Kyrie is that if he's going to put his focus to it, he's going to put his focus to it and he's going to give an effort to it. And so he's going to apply one of the concepts I always tell y'all about, which is knowing how to play defense by knowing offense, right? And so understand this play in itself. When Jalen Williams gets left off this handoff, you got Chet, who you know is going to slip, right? Kyrie's hand is already on that hip, knowing where he's going to go, because Chet never going to really roll for real, right? And so when Jalen Williams gets left, where does Kyrie decide to put his hands? In the lane that's going to get the pass to Chet, even despite the fact that Chet is open. Kyrie puts his hand exactly where Jalen Williams must put the ball to get the ball to Chet, and now he ends up getting that steal right there and then. Or they pick it up, and then he fumbles it right there off that bad pass. On his right side, Kyrie catches. Now look at Shea. He was guarding PJ Washington. He was about to clear out. Notice what happens when Kyrie rejects this screen, right? Shea steps out. He steps in, gets to the midline, and then some, right? He ends up turning his back. Shea's still playing down here. He falls asleep, kicks to the corner, PJ Washington. But I want you to notice this, right? I got a little replay right quick. Pay attention, right? So watch. I want y'all to notice Kyrie's dribbles and his eyes, right? So notice, when Kyrie stops, his eyes look at Shea, who's now playing help on the nail. And then when he takes another dribble, he turns his back, his eyes still looking at Shea, who's playing help on the nail. So when he takes one more dribble to the middle and then gets there, his eyes are still on Shea, who's playing defense on that nail. So he could just be able to throw this pass to the corner without Shea being able to anticipate that play. If you use your eyes and just simply stare down defenders and use your peripheral to see your teammates, it's not going to sell your passes too early. Top of the second half, Kyrie took like 3 field goal attempts in that first half. He's got to shoot more, right? He's got to shoot more. You end up running this inbounds play for him to curl along this corner. Great look, just doesn't go down. But now you wonder, okay, we just can't settle for that one shot for Kyrie. He needs more looks. So now notice how he's about to play in layers over the next 4 plays over the course of the next 4 to 5 minutes. So now Kyrie ends up getting this handoff, switch on to Aaron Wiggins. And now pay attention to the spacing. And now also understand what happened before in the game. The reason it's been so tough for Kyrie to finish is because when he drove, Chet at the rim, I got to kick it out. So he can't shoot, right? But if he needs to get shots up, he's going to have to shoot the ball, right? And so where could he be able to actually shoot? It's going to have to be a jumper if I can't get to the rim, or a float if I can't get to the rim. And so now you got Derrick Jones Jr. who cut through, right? I allowed this middle to open up, and not just for it to open up, but also for there to also be Luka right here with Lu Dort, who is not going to help when I drive to the middle. So you already know I'm going to go middle. And now it just boils down to my ability just to get to my spots. Little nudge with that left, sidestep, boom, right there. Give me that bucket. Right there first by Kyrie, right? And remember, like I just said before, the problem was having Chet in the paint at the rim. And so what now happens with the spacing of the floor? You got Daniel Gafford in the middle of the floor. You got Daniel Gafford in the middle. So this clears up the paint. There's no rim protector. So what does Kyrie now do? Boom, little hezzy, gets here to this right side. Damn, that's a concept that was broken defensively. Typically, teams do not play strong side corner help. They don't help strong side corners. But when it's Kyrie and Luka, it might be a little bit of a different thing. So that just told Kyrie, oh, when I attack these corners, that means this strong side corner defender probably gonna pinch in. Take note of that. I want you to remember that, right? Remember that. So now this next play down, what ends up happening is that Kyrie got Daniel Gafford in the middle, screen from Derrick Jones Jr. He's got Aaron Wiggins, no strong side corner, empty strong side corner. And this is 9 minutes. It went from 11 minutes in, 10 minutes in, then 9 minutes in, right? And so it's each being layered. And so he has a screen with Gafford coming from his left side, empty corner. I just now have more room to work and be able to just get into my bag and get to where I want. Boom, I draw a foul, right? 9 minutes. Remember what we learned from these last 3 plays, right? Now where are we going? 6 minutes in. And so remember what I said 2 plays ago. Jalen Williams on Kyrie. You got SGA strong side corner. Now he attacks, and what does he do? Strong side corner helps. I'm getting in here and forcing SGA to step over as much as possible by getting more to that middle on that drive. Kick to Josh Green. They want to live with that shot. I guess you're gonna die then, because they was hitting. After Kyrie gives the ball up right now, watch what he does for the rest of this possession. Josh Green got it. Boom, he don't see nothing. He rips through to the middle. He can't cook. He picks up his dribble. He gives it to Tim Hardaway Jr. What does Kyrie do? He tries to get out into space and get the ball back. He can't get it. So now this allows Tim Hardaway Jr. to utilize Kyrie Irving and the gravity that he has to go left and see no help, so he could just get to his buckets and not have to worry about no one else. He, at that point, is playing a one-on-one because the gravity Kyrie maintained just by staying off the ball. With Kyrie simply not just having the ball in his hand, but when he begins to get opportunities to score and gets in the shooting motion, look at the gravity that's on the floor. He jumps, he's out the air. You got Cason Wallace already here, but boom, opens up Lively. But Lively, low-key, I don't even know what's going on. He was kind of stinking it up. So now understand next time, right? Understand what happens next time down. This is pretty sure it's the next offensive possession. When he now ends up having 8 on the clock, screen by Lively, man, I got to pull this. I'm shooting this one. But this board right here, that was also because of Kyrie. Pay attention to that weak side. I don't even think y'all understand. Because the second Kyrie got right, the defenders also remember what happened last time, being late on that step over with Lively. So Isaiah Joe, all right, boom, I'm already on this nail. And I'm forgetting about who I'm guarding in that corner, right? And so Josh Green just now has the opportunity to go crash the boards, track the ball, while Isaiah Joe is worried about Lively. He gets there, kicks it out to PJ Washington, boom, he gets a bucket. Without scoring, he's still creating opportunity. When Luka gets off the screen going right, the main thing he's looking for is space. If you look to the right side, I got Derrick Jones Jr. and I got PJ Washington. I got 2 teammates on that right side. But if I look to my left, who do I have here? Kyrie Irving. So when I attack this drop, I snake back to his left side because I now have more space. More space gives me more time for me to be able to make the right reads on J-Dub, and he doesn't commit Lou Dort behind the play. I get a bucket. Simple basketball, as long as you know where you want to go prior to you do the things you want to do, because those things really should be set in stone. So if you want to attack and get into space, look for the next best player who's not going to really get much help. So pay attention. When Kyrie gets right, he's not worried about Jalen Williams. He's worried about Chet. Because watch what Chet does as Kyrie goes. As soon as Chet gets to that block, Kyrie enters that drive in that sprint. So it's going to force Chet to step over hard on that show, on that nail, and he could dump it off to Gafford, but Shave comes from behind and blocks it, unfortunately. But it's a smart play. All because he got blocked from behind doesn't mean that when you get into a game, the person you drop it off to will get blocked from behind.